Andris, give us a little bit about your background and talk about your journey in digital health.
Of course. So my name is Andris Vaskis. I'm the CTO and a co-founder of MediKarma. I got here because I have over 15 years of experience in U.S. healthcare IT, specifically developing different software applications, coming up with systems used by patients, by users, as well as organizations. So this is what got me started into this wonderful world of MediKarma.
Excellent, and good segue. So talk to me a little bit about the inspiration behind MediKarma and why you wanted to develop something so exciting and kind of novel.
Awesome. Thank you for that question. So the inspiration for MediKarma came back in, I want to say 2020, in the middle of COVID pandemic. I got diagnosed with COVID. You went for that nose swab. Congratulations, you're positive. Stay at home, and then zero communication after that. Right? You have a diagnosis. You don't understand it. You don't know what to do. You don't know what your next steps are. You're stranded. Right? So we wanted to come up with a solution for patients to get access to their medical records, to get educated on their medical records, as well as improve their health and kind of taking next actionable steps.
Yes, and then for just the kind of vision, and you shared a little bit of it, but go into a little bit more detail about kind of those three pillars behind MediKarma and how those are a part of what you do on a daily basis.
Of course. So again, it's access, education, and improvement, right? Access is so we want to enable you to have access to your medical records, to your medical history, right? And we gather a lot of this stuff from many different locations. We help make it as seamless as possible. It may come as a surprise, but not everybody has their MyChart username and password, right? I mean, for example, my mom, she doesn't have access, she doesn't know her Apple ID password, right? So forget about MyChart. Love you, Mom. But if we helped people that don't know their credentials, just by authenticating them, identifying them with their ID, to pull all their medical records from a specific geographic area that they indicate, right? So it's really seamless. So we're downloading all your medical records. We're connecting to your Fitbits, to your Apple Watch, to your smart scale, smart blood pressure monitor, smart glucose meter. We pull all of that in so everything rests in one spot. And it doesn't matter if you have an iPhone, an Android phone. It doesn't matter what your health insurance is or who your health system or your health network is. It's totally agnostic of all of that. It is your information, and we help you collect all of it.
It's very interesting. I'd love to know more about how you connect all of those devices and kind of the technology behind putting it all into one place. Do you go partnership with individual provider level? How do you kind of aggregate everything so that it's digestible on the patient end?
It's definitely very challenging. Sometimes getting integrations done is a little bit like beating your head up against a brick wall, but we do get it done through multiple different partners, through multiple different services, sometimes directly, sometimes through very prolonged negotiations, but we bring in those connections to make it as seamless as possible for you, right? And getting the data is just the first step, right? Once we have the data, we have to organize it, present it to you in a manageable way, and then we have to educate you on it. Right. The second pillar, as you mentioned, of MediKarma is education, and you shouldn't need a PhD to understand your own medical records, right? So everything is explained to you at a level that you would prefer it explained. You can dive as deep as you want, or get as surface level information as you want to help you understand kind of your current state, your diagnoses, your conditions, everything that's happened to you.
Yeah, certainly very complex. Just from I used to be a physical therapist, and I feel like sometimes we would write in our own language, and so expecting other people to know our language when they don't go to school for it is, something maybe we don't think about all the time. With regards to some of the new features that you've put out there, can you talk to me a little bit about Jill AI?
Yes. So Jill AI is our implementation of AI that has your entire health history as a context for the conversation, right? So you can ask it questions, you can have it explain things to you, and most importantly, that third pillar, it can give you guidance on how to improve your health next, right? And kind of back to the education real quick, we take all that information, right, that glut of information, we distill it, and we create a health score, right? MediKarma may be a little bit reminiscent of Credit Karma, right? And the same thing, they take a look at all of your financial health and distill this into one simple number that you can understand without digging through all of your bills and invoices and all of that, right? And then they tell you, hey, to improve your score by 5 points, you need to do this, right? So we want to do the same thing for health, right? You're not diving deep into anything, just here's your health score. To improve it by 5 points, here's the next step that you need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were discussing whether or not this demonstration would work on stage. But I think that go ahead and kind of ask Jill and see if we can get the initial response. But I would encourage everyone to kind of engage with Andris after the conversation to really look at the platform, because the scoring mechanism will trigger some bells that you've seen before, and it's really very seamless and intuitive.
Definitely, and this is live now in the Google and the Apple Play stores, so please feel free. So I'll just do one. Hey Jill, how am I doing today?
Hi, welcome back. It looks like you're making great progress toward your health and wellness goals. Your health score went up by plus 50 points today. Keep up the good work. Do you want to learn more?
All right, so I'll stop there, but we do have a health score. It does summarize, this is a chat. You can have a full conversation. You can go in depth. You can ask sort of recursive questions, right? Like not just what are my allergies, but what medication do I take for my current allergies? You can ask anything you would ask a provider. We're not a provider, but you can ask all of those same questions.
And all of that information is pulled from their medical records and
from your medical records, and we do have access to something your doctor does not have. We know how many steps you take every day, how much you weigh, what your blood pressure reading is daily, right? So we can be a lot more reactive.
And so you kind of were talking about this, but it's a unique, novel way to engage with an app. So it provides a different experience than having to go through, just like a MyChart or a patient portal. It's a new type of way to engage with your healthcare.
Exactly, and this is a simple chat, right? Not everybody wants to comb through MyChart or get to understand something, but what we're aiming for is to make Jill what we call proactive AI that will reach out to you. It's not the chat GPT where it's a ping pong of a conversation, but without the ping there is no pong, right? There's no response. You have to ask something. We're aiming to actually reach out to you and say like, hey Riley, you didn't take as many steps last week as you normally do, right? Let's try for some activities, or suggest how you proactively suggest on how you can improve your health.
I could try to get steps in, but there's too many good speakers at our conferences, so I have to stay in my seat. But anything else in the future, or kind of what you see that's a great kind of snippet of what you see for Jill, but what about for all of MediKarma? What do you see as the future?
So we're working on more interactions with the real world right now. We're working on integrations with some really major providers on booking your vaccination appointments, booking doctor appointments, getting your refills, monitoring medication adherence. So a lot of really exciting things to help you not just talk to an app, but help you be your health concierge to interact with the real world, right? To help you take charge of your health.
That's amazing. Well, thank you very much. And again, I really encourage everyone to, check out the user interface and talk to Andris after and get to know the MediKarma.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.